let's start off with this Sweet Baby Ink stuff. I'm gonna save Unifade Walker for last because I want to make sure I'm nice and relaxed before I go into the full roasting session. So let's start off with the Sweet Baby Ink stuff. I'm gonna bring up Gothic Therapy's video so we could get the full explanation over what's going on right now. Give me 1 second, please. And I'll make sure to link their video as well in the chat. So that way you guys can check it out yourselves in your free time if you want to. Okay. So if you guys are unaware, Gothic Therapy, it's a channel that's run by Master of the TDS, which is not Master of the TDS in terms of Trump. It's Master of the TDS, which is the Total Defense Shogun, but whatever. People get that confused all the time. They put out a video recently. They hinted at it yesterday. They dropped it today. And it has to do with exposing SBI and their links to a bunch of subsidiaries of private networks, which are all about funding indie games that nobody wants to buy, essentially. They go down this insane rabbit hole that I really think people should watch. It's only a 9-minute video, so we're not gonna be here for very long. But I wanna react to the video and see what they got to say. So the title of the video is called Exclusive. Landfall's shadow publisher exposed, SBI, DEI, and manipulation revealed. It's a very interesting concept video. A lot of information in here. So let's go over it and let's see what they got to say. Volume's up. Here we go.
Let me guess. You're here expecting more SBI content, aren't you? Well, don't worry. This story does have ties to SBI, but
I feel like these two are the internet detectives. I really do. I feel like this is Sherlock Holmes for the internet.
It's much bigger than that. We already know SBI isn't the only consulting company in gaming. But what if I told you there's another one that not only has connections to SBI, but is secretly controlled and even funded by a major video game studio?
I find it odd that I understand that his shirt says TDS, right, for his character. Like, I know his shirt says TDS, but the fact that only the D shows, it's just, it's a little bit sus, my guy. It's a little bit.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
It's a little bit sus. Like, no, I'm just kidding.
Landfall Games.
I love their intro. Spooky.
Hello, and what is going on, everybody? It is Master of the TDS, and I am joined by my lovely wife,
Riding Raven.
And welcome back to the channel. This story is a big one, so we're
keeping in mind, guys, Riding Raven also writes articles on That Park Place, so a little bit of a connection there.
Glad to have you all along for the ride. But before we jump in, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, not only to stay up to date with our content, but to help us hit that very near 10K subscriber milestone.
Neurotonic says, hey, that's a nice couch. Yeah, because this is the casting couch. This is where you go right before you get, well, anyway.
Seriously, just hit the button. You know you want to. Please help us get there before YouTube decides we don't exist.
If you've heard of Landfall Games, that's not surprising. They're the studio behind hit games like Totally Accurate Battle Simulator or TABS, Cluster Truck, Stick Fight the Game, and even their newest title, Content Warning.
So, physics-based nonsense that makes people scream in either joy or rage. Got it.
Pretty much. But here's what nobody knows. Landfall Games isn't just making wacky indie games. They're running a secret business empire in plain sight. That's where Wings Interactive comes in.
Dude, so I reacted to this on... I recorded a video. So I haven't seen this video, but I reacted to the article talking about the video. And one of the things that I said is that if you look deep enough, if you really go far enough, a lot of these consultancy firms, and we did this before with Weird Ghosts, Baby Ghosts, right? You guys will realize that the rabbit hole goes so damn deep, it's insane. The spiderweb network that is connecting all of these companies is massive, right? And all of this started heavily in 2020. You're going to realize that all of this started heavily in 2020, right? Where in 2020, what happened? Obviously, George Floyd and everything. Once that happened, DEI's money became ridiculous. DEI money became so insane that you had all of these companies being started to try to chase the easy money. And a lot of it was especially happening in Canada. In Canada, just so you're aware, and I say this every time these companies are brought up because I get new people here all the time. In Canada, especially in Montreal, where a lot of these studios are at, you got to understand the government will give you money for a gaming studio, a lot of money. They'll give you money for a gaming studio as long as you meet the diversity requirements for that money. So that diversity requirement is to have at least 50% diversity from marginalized groups in your company in order to get the money. So a lot of these companies are started up with 2 people. I'm not even kidding. Look at Sweet Baby Inc. Sweet Baby Inc. was started by a white guy and Kim Belair. And they qualified for the money, right? Just like all these other consultancy firms that were started by 2 people. They qualify for the money because 50%, you could do it with 2 people. They allow you to make the company with 2 people, and that will give you the 50% diversity mandate. On top of the fact that you have to prove, that you have a 6-month, work plan or whatever the case. That's obvious. But aside from that, though, it's super easy to get hundreds of thousands of dollars from government money, especially in Canada, as long as you're 50% diverse. And a lot of this happened in 2020 and onward, which is why we call this the ultimate grift. Because you think these people give a fuck? Of course not. They saw a payday. They saw a payday in 2020. That's why so many game developers left their jobs to open up their own studios in Montreal, Canada, because the money was very easy for them to gain. So anyway, let's continue.
If you haven't heard of them before, that's exactly how they want it. Wings Interactive is a consulting and funding group a lot like SBI, except instead of pushing writing and narrative changes, they fund and support game studios. But here's the thing. Wings isn't.
So a lot of companies, by the way, are like this. Like Weird Ghost and Baby Ghost. If you guys remember those websites, they said the same exact thing. They will fund your studio. So it's not even governmental funding. It's also other companies that will give you money and fund your studio if you meet certain requirements that usually have to do with DEI to some way, shape, or form. It's an insane rabbit hole.
Isn't an indie fund at all. It's a front. A puppet company designed to let Landfall Games secretly control indie projects while pretending to be hands-off. But don't take my word for it. Let's read their own mission statement. Wings believes that some of the most creative and successful games of tomorrow will be made by teams where women and other marginalized gender developers hold key creative, technical, or business positions. To create those opportunities, Wings provides project funding up to $500K and business support for teams to self-publish their games and build sustainable studios.
Dude, $500,000. Do you know how far a developer can go with $500,000 as an indie dev? You know how far they could go? Imagine if you got a team of 2 people and they make an indie game and they got $500,000 in grant money from just one company. From just one company. Imagine the government. Imagine everybody else giving them money. $500,000 can go a long way for an indie developer. That is insane.
Yes, independent, but only if they approve of you.
Exactly. And here's the kicker. If you search for Wings Interactive, you will find 0 connections to Landfall Games.
Almost like they don't want you to know.
The missing piece of the puzzle? Wings' real name. They don't just operate as Wings Interactive. Legally in Sweden, they're known as Vingar Interaktiva, AB.
And why does that matter?
Because Vingar
It's the fucking Swedish, man. The fucking Swedish, man. It's always the Swedish, man. You got Unifade Walker, who's Swedish. Now you got this shit, who's Swedish. It's the damn Swedens.
Interactiva AB is registered at the same address as Landfall Games. That's not just a coincidence. That's a cover-up. If Wings was truly independent, why would it share an office, a legal address, and even board members with Landfall?
Oh, she's Scottish, not Swedish? Oh, my bad. All right, never mind. It's still the fucking Swedish. I don't care. I'm blaming them anyway. And the Scottish. You know what? They could go down together at the same time. I don't care.
Not only that, but at least 12 companies are registered at this same location. And guess what? We've proved they're all connected to Landfall. Here's the breakdown. Landfall Games AB.
Okay, so this is hard to read because obviously it's not in English, but this is very interesting. So this is not the first time we've seen this, obviously. We've seen other instances, like I keep saying, of baby ghosts, weird ghosts. I forgot the name of the other one that we found. We had found 4 consultancy firms. They were all feeding each other, right? They were all feeding each other. So it's just a constant fucking chain where they're all just like passing off money over to the next, to the next, to the next. And it's interesting. If you follow the money, like a lot of you guys are saying, if you follow the money, you will find the truth.
Which is the core studio. Landfall Publishing AB, their publishing branch. Landfall Invests AB, part of Landfall Games AB. Landfall Mansion AB, business management.
Holy shit.
Landfall Mountain AB, another Landfall company.
What the
Will Nil Games AB, linked to their CEO.
Does anybody know what this means on the right side here? I'm assuming it means registered for, and then like, what does this mean? What does this mean? Moms, F. Scott, and whatever the Arbit's gift. What is that? Anybody know what that means? Because I saw one of them had moms as taxes. Okay. So moms registered for taxes. Okay. So everybody knows what moms is. They like scat. I guess so. Okay, so yeah, because one of them wasn't registered for taxes. One of them had an X there. So there you go. Oh, the third word is employee taxes. Oh, okay. Okay, so they're all like different kind of taxes then. Okay, all right, makes sense.
Wilhelm Nuland.
It's all expenses to the state. I got it. Okay, all right, I got it. Yeah, you see this one. You see how this one has all the X's here. So I was curious as to what it is. But these are all subsidiary companies that are all answering to the same corporation. And actually, if you pay attention, what do you notice about all these companies? I just saw something. I'm sure they're going to reference this maybe in the video, but what do you notice about all of these companies? They're all going to the same address. It's all the same address. 36 167 33 Brahma. They're all, every single one of these companies are registered under the same exact address. Interesting.
Will Nil Games AB, linked to their CEO. Wilhelm Nuland Aktiebolag, named after their CEO. Content Warning AB, which shares a name with their latest game, Content Warning. Then we found a few independent companies, except they aren't actually independent. Haste Development AB, created by the same people behind Landfall's game Haste Broken Worlds.
Wow.
Arade Grodor AB, or Honored Frogs AB. We found that one of Landfall's developers, Petter Vilberg, is listed as a board member. Thepathin AB.
Dude, I feel like, I don't know. Obviously, I don't know if this is true, but I feel like this is just an easy way to steal government money. Because imagine this, right? Imagine if all of these companies, these are all technically companies, right? These are all technically separate companies, even though they're all part of this network. They're all separate companies. So I just feel like you could get 2 people. I don't know how it is over there in Sweden. I don't know. Maybe it's something different. But you could just get 2 people, get together, make a studio, and take all this money from the government and do barely anything with it because you're all working together to make one video game anyway. 1, 2, or 3 video games anyway. They're just digging into state money, government money, and taking it. And that's why all of these studios are under these random nobodies, right? These random nobodies are considered CEOs, board directors, whatever. They're all random nobodies, but they figured out the grift. Their friend probably told a friend, and then before you know it, they came up with the idea, and they're like, you know what? Hey, it's easy money. You could get $500K from this company. You could get, $300K from the government. Put it together. Before you know it, you're at $1 million within a year. And you don't even have to do any work, really. Aside from giving them a promise that in 6 months to a year, You'll have a business plan set up to make a video game. This is crazy stuff, man.
We confirmed that its board includes Landfall personnel, including Petter Henriksen. This makes it another Landfall-controlled entity operating under the same roof.
So,
Isn't that illegal? Not really. Not really. Ellen Ego says, let me lay it out. These companies are funded by investors and other companies to make video games and products bad on purpose. They then buy stock at lower price and make actual products sometimes. Okay. Fair enough.
in other words, it's not a coincidence. They basically.
But it's not illegal, by the way. It's not illegal. It is a prime example of somebody who understands the system and is taking advantage of it tenfold. That's really what it is. They're taking advantage of a system that was made to benefit them anyway. They're taking advantage of it tenfold.
Basically just own the whole building.
Bingo, which means Wings Interactive isn't just at the same address, it's part of Landfall's secret business empire. So, who's really behind this operation? Well, it gets even juicier. Two names stood out immediately. Petter Henriksen, the vice CEO of Wings, who also...
And keep in mind, guys, this happens all the time, right? It's not like these companies are the only ones that do it, man. There is, I was going to say hundreds of thousands, but let's say there are tens of thousands of companies that do all of this all the time. So it's not just them. Not that it makes it any better, but it's not just them.
Immediately, Petter Henriksen, the vice CEO of Wings.
Okay, so hold on. Audrey LaPrince, I'm sorry. Audrey LaPrince is the co-founder. Eliana Oikawa is the CEO. And Peter Henriksen is the co-founder. It's exactly what I said. It's exactly what I fucking said. It's two people. This is always the same scenario. This is the same scenario as Sweet Baby Inc. It's two people that find the company or found the company, right? They make the company. Two people, and it's usually one dude and one person from a marginalized background. And in this scenario, you got Peter Henriksen, a white dude, and you got Audrey LaPrince, a woman. Which again, woman is considered marginalized in terms of Canada and all these other places. So that's literally what this is. And then what they do is they hire like 3 or 4 employees, and that's it. And then they got the money. They get the money from all these, bro. This is literally SBI, the white edition. This entire page right here is SBI Blanco. Like, that is what, but it doesn't matter because as long as it's women, it's marginalized. It's crazy, bro.
Who also happens to be the co-founder of Landfall Games, but funny enough, doesn't list that he is the vice CEO of Wings on his LinkedIn. Christian Schuster, a Wings selection committee member who also lists Landfall.
What in the hell? Hold on. Why did it skip forward? Go back. What in the creatures? What in the creatures? Holy shit. Do you see this creature's forehead? Wow. And again, it's all women, bro. Yo, women? Oh my God, dude. They're the first ones to call you a grifter, but they get mad at you because you are successful the right way and they're successful actually grifting. Let's read this. We are the only fund or publisher in the industry whose investment decisions are taken only by women. After submitting your application, it will be reviewed by our committee of industry professionals, composed only of women from international, diverse backgrounds and areas of expertise in the indie sphere. The committee is collectively deeply connected to the market, to our industry. They review each application as a team before passing each submission through to the next stage. Committee members are rotated on a regular basis. We are proud to have the following committee members. I'm sure they're going to go over it. Here we go.
Christian Schuster, a Wings selection committee member who also lists Landfall Games in her work experience, and she actually has both of these on her LinkedIn.
So they're not even trying to hide it?
Apparently not. The people running Wings are literally Landfall employees. Now,
Wait. So hold on. Who was the co-founder? Who was the co-founder of that company? What is it called? Wings some shit. Wings Interactive. Let's look this up right now. Let's see if my conspiracy theory is true. Hold on. Wings Interactive. Wings Interactive. Jesus, the first page I get to is all about diversity, equity, and fucking inclusion. So hold on. Let's look this up ourselves for this absolute garbage. Let's see what this is about. Hold on. So here we go. Homes, diverse. This is their homepage, by the way. I didn't go anywhere. This is their homepage, right? But whatever. Anyway, we fund your game. Okay, great. Wait, this is not the same. Oh, here we go. So wait, this is the Wings team. Oh, okay. And this is the Wings selection committee. So the two founders are two women. So I guess it counts because you have over 50%. You have over 50% diversity. So as long as it's two women, you still get your money anyway. You don't need a man in order to get the money. So there you go. And they're all from different, hold on, they're all from different studios? Glass Bottom Games. What game have they come out with? Stray Fawn Studio. Indie Arena Booth. Landfall Games. Girl Geek Academy. I Miss My Friends Studio. Bitcake Studio. Bro, I could just make whatever studio I want. I'm 50% diversity. I could make whatever studio I want, just grab a woman, and we are done. Boom, $1 million. Ain't nobody ever heard of these damn studios. Nobody heard of these studios. What the hell these studios do? What is I Miss My Friend Studio? Oh my God, dude, I called it. What did I say? Wait. What did I say? I said it's always a two-people startup because that's all you need to get the money. And what do you know? I clicked on I Miss My Friend Studio. What do you think? What do you think showed up? Hold on. What's this? Como se dice? We are a two-person indie game studio based in India. Two people. It's always two people. I'm telling you, man. It's always two people. Hold on. I want to look at these other. I want to look at these other. What do you call that? How do I find more information about the other ones? Hold on. Now I'm going down the rabbit hole. You shouldn't have sent me down this rabbit hole, guys. Why'd you do this? Why did you send me down this rabbit hole? This is terrible. Hold on. What is Bitcake Studio? What the hell is this? What kind of nonsense? Apparently, Bitcake Studio works with Riot Games. I'm trying to click the About Us section, but it's not working. Let me see if the other one works. Hold on. This is a crazy rabbit hole. What about this one? Indie Arena Booth. Oh, that's interesting. So the girl who started Indie Arena Booth, the page cannot be found. Okay. I guess there's that. The page cannot be found. What about Stray Fawn Studio? This is the game made by us. These are the games published by them. These are games nobody's ever heard of. What the fuck is Niche? A genetic survival game. And these guys are getting insane amount of money. Okay, well, that's enough rabbit hole for me. Let's go back to the video, man. Holy crap. This reminds me of when we found out about Baby Ghost, Weird Ghosts, the two other freaking companies that I forgot already off the top of my head, SBI, and how they're all connected. It's crazy stuff.
We have to ask, what is Wings actually doing? They claim to be a funding organization for indie devs, but given everything we just found, that's a lie. Wings isn't a fund. It's a shadow publisher.
So basically, They exist so that Landfall can secretly publish and control games without officially putting their name on them?
Exactly. Big companies have done this before, using independent brands to publish games while avoiding public scrutiny. And now we have the receipts to show that Wings is just another branch of Landfall. And remember when I said this connects to SBI?
Wow. Oh, here
Kim
we go.
Belair, the CEO of Sweet Baby Inc. and self-proclaimed Bowser enthusiast, literally sat on Wings' selection board, and that changes everything.
No. No.
Holy shit.
No way, dude. Yo, she is everywhere. She is everywhere. Dude. Wait, what is this tweet? This tweet is from 2020, it says, November 2020, which is exactly what I said. This is exactly what I said. All of this really popped off in 2020 when George Floyd died. In the summer of 2020, the DEI money went through the roof, and every scammer took advantage of it, including Kim Belair. They all took advantage of it. They all started their own consultancy firms with 2 people or more, but usually 2 people, and they got all the government money in the world after George Floyd died. Because George Floyd died in the summer, and this post was from November of the same year. The post says, meet the Wings Selection Committee, Kim Belair. Kim, a.k.a. Bagel of Death, is the co-founder and CEO of Sweet Baby Inc., a black and queer-owned hashtag indie plus. You know what's funny? You know what's funny about this? This post says that Sweet Baby Inc. is a black and queer-owned hashtag indie and AAA narrative development company that also works to support black game dev teams across disciplines. But then they claim to not be a DEI studio? They claim not to be a studio that focuses on DEI, but you literally just got described as a black and queer AAA narrative development company that also works to support black game development teams across disciplines? And then on top of that, too, you're describing yourself as a black and queer-owned company, but a white man was your co-founder. And to my knowledge, he's not gay. So what about him? You're taking all this credit for being black and queer-owned, but it took a white man to help you get there. Yo, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. I'm curious. I'm going down this rabbit hole. Now I'm very curious. Let him speak. Let him speak.
SBI is already known for manipulating game narratives behind the scenes. If they've been working with Wings, then that means that this isn't just about Landfall. This is part of something much bigger. Don't believe me? Well, we even have video footage of her confirming it herself.
And I've also been on the advisory board of a few funding bodies, including the Wings Fund, which specializes in grants for women and marginalized people working in games and funding projects that come to us through there.
Funding projects that come to us from the... Oh, my God.
Holy shit.
Dude. Wow. My mind is blown, man. My mind is blown. So do we admit now that they are a DEI focused consultancy firm? Because you can't get this money unless you are focusing on narratives and story and development for marginalized communities and representing marginalized communities. Otherwise, you would not be getting this money because the funding requires that you do that. So if the funding requires that, then that's the truth. All this bullshit about you being just a narrative company and what is it? Gamers don't know what Sweet Baby Inc. actually does. No, we do. No, we do. We absolutely do. They are being funded by a network of subsidiary companies that all fund marginalized projects from developers who are marginalized. They fund marginalization, representation, all that stuff. You can't get this money unless that is what you're doing. So that tells me that SBI goes into their video games with the mindset that they are going to transform certain things so that they can get their money and continue to get their money because they have to do representation and everything else under the sun. That is what they focus on. So this whole bullshit about SBI doesn't do what you think they do. No, they really do what you think they do. They really do it. This is crazy shit, man. Holy fuck.
Plot thickens. So, if Sweet Baby Inc. and Wings are in fact working together, then that means
This could be bigger than just landfall. SBI already operates in the shadows, pushing activism and changing game narratives behind the scenes. If Wings is working the same way, this could be a much larger operation than we originally thought. So to sum it all up, Wings Interactive, a company that claims to support indie developers, is actually a shadow publisher used by Landfall Games to quietly control game publishing without putting their name on it.
and with ties to Sweet Baby Inc., there's no telling how deep this web really goes.
This isn't just a couple companies working together by coincidence. This is a hidden network controlling indie gaming from the shadows. Landfall, Wings, SBI, they're all connected, and they don't want you to know.
This could change everything.
And this is just the beginning. Stay tuned, because we'll keep digging into this mystery and bringing you the truth. Hey,
Holy shit, man. Dude, first off, shout out to Gothic Therapy. There's more to this video. We're going to watch it. I think, what's this say? Riot Games gave them 1 million. What? Hold on. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. There's more.
before you go, future TDS here. As we were finishing up the video, we actually found something quite significant. At the end of April 2021, Riot Games actually contributed $1 million to Wings for games by diverse teams.
Oh.
Holy shit.
Oh, man. Of course. Of course they did. But wait, there's more. Dude. Now, I've always known that Riot Games were super woke. I've always known that. They're getting worse and worse as time goes on. Their game wasn't woke at first, obviously, but you could kind of see in their designs and also their redesigns that they're starting to go down that rabbit hole little by little. But yeah, they've been pretty open about their DEI stuff. Riot Games, anyway, if you look at their website, I mean, they're pretty open about it. But, dude, $1 million. Now, think of it this way. So then $1 million goes to Wings, right? And then Wings ends up dispersing that money or some of that money to their subsidiaries. So they get $1 million. Let's say they keep 200 grand and they send everything else to all the other companies. And this is how they keep the grift going. Because they're claiming that they're making video games by diverse teams when it's really just a bunch of women. And they keep getting all this money because it doesn't cost much money to develop these indie games. So all you got to do is get enough grants per year to be able to sustain your salaries, and everybody's happy. It's the easiest fucking money in the world. Anyway, let's see what he says. Hold on.
So yes, there is definitely no shadow network here at all. These are not the funds you're looking for. You want to like and subscribe to Gothic Therapy. Okay, bye.
Move along.
All right, man. Again, shout out to Gothic Therapy. I'm dropping their video right now in the chat. If you enjoyed that content, consider giving them a subscribe. Consider giving them a subscribe. If you don't enjoy it, just tell them to fuck off like you guys do to me sometimes.